Good evening, students.
Good evening, sir.
Remember last week we divided the class into 5 groups, and each one had a fellow student paired with. Each one was paired with another student, and you talked to them or you interviewed them and took down some notes. And today you're going to introduce that person in the class. So,
Sir,
yeah,
my partner is not gonna come today in class because she go to temple.
it doesn't matter. You can still introduce, right?
Yeah.
It's about you speaking rather than she being here and listening to what you say and so on. So it's an exercise for each one of you to speak.
Okay, sir.
Okay, can we start with how about Kirtika?
Yes, sir.
Can you start? Can you introduce your partner, whom you talked to or interviewed last week, and jot down notes about that person? And today you're going to introduce that person to the class.
That my partner is not here, but I will say okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter actually. You can still because it's an exercise for you to speak rather than actually introducing that person to the class.
My partner's favorite color is blue and black, and my partner name is Tujika, and my partner is from Sri Lanka. Like this, sir.
Oh,
And my partner, she has she have one sister, and her her sir, after this I don't know, sir. I just remember this.
sorry?
After this, I don't remember, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we'll go to the next person. Satvika.
Okay, sir. My partner name is Prinsika. She is from Sri Lanka and her town is Jaffna. Her favorite color is black and red. Her favorite fruits is apple and strawberry. And her favorite hobby is actually reading and singing. And she wants to be a doctor and she have 2 siblings. And 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 she's living in Rumakita, same as me, and she has and her family members name is Prinkumar, Prayalagan, and Princhiga, Brinda, and Sangeeta. That's all.
Okay, that's very, very good. Only thing, you should not rush. You should slow down a little bit so that it becomes very much more clear to the listeners. Okay, a little bit slower, not too much, but a little bit, and otherwise is excellent. Okay, now we go to Prakash.
Okay. My partner name is Viljan. He is from Sri Lanka. His favorite color is red, and he study in Indonesia. That's it, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Who else is left behind now? Okay, couple of weeks ago, we spoke about tenses. What are tenses? In தமிழ்ல என்னன்னு சொல்லுவோம்? நிகழ்காலம், வருங்காலம், கடந்த காலம். Oh, yeah. மூன்று tenses basically. Englishல there are three main tenses: past tense, present tense, and future tense. They are the main tenses. And each one has what is known as aspect, 4 aspects. So there are 4 aspects. So altogether, 4 and 3, 12 tenses. So it's too many of them for us to grasp in one go. So we will look at only 1 or 2 today and continue in the next classes. I will put on a video that guy explains these tenses well. So can we listen, watch the video?
Okay, sir.
Okay, listen to this video, students.
To use each tense, and you're going to see.
So you have listened to the simple present, simple past, and simple future. Any questions in that one? How do you...
No, sir. No questions.
Okay, so are you ready to answer the question then?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you form the simple present tense? What is a simple present tense? When do you use simple present tense?
Like now?
Yes. No. If it is now, something is happening right now, is called present continuous. But present tense means, say, I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Daily happens. It's a routine. Routine means valakama, daily. That is when you use present tense. Or her name is Danchika. That's the truth. That's a fact. It doesn't change. Yesterday or tomorrow or day after tomorrow, it doesn't change. So it's a fact. So you say, you use simple present tense. What do you mean by simple? The verb root form is, say, for example, play, read, walk. They are the root form. But if you want to convert it to past tense, that's what he said, you add an ed, walked. But walk, you don't say walked, you say walked. Walk and with a D sound, walked. Play, played. You don't say played, played. But if a word ends in T, like want, it's difficult to say want. So you say wanted. So if it is a want, you say wanted, because it's difficult to pronounce want and with a D sound. So it's want, it's difficult. So you say wanted. But if it's play, played, not played, played. Some verbs are irregular. If you say sing, past tense is sang. So many verbs in English are irregular verbs. They are not standard verbs. Standard verbs you simply add an ed, but when you pronounce it, you don't pronounce the e, simply add the sound of d. So you say played. Irregular verb buy is past tense is bought. So you have to learn them. There are a lot of irregular verbs, so you only some of them will follow the pattern. Okay. So simple tense means something that happens every day. That's when you use simple present. If it is past tense, simple past, that happened 5 minutes ago, a day ago, a month ago, when I was a young kid, or 30 years ago, whatever it is, in the past, at some point. You say, I went to school in Jaffna. It happened when I was young. I mean, it finished, no more. It has no connection to now. So that's when the action is completely finished. I grew up in Jaffna. Grew means I was growing up. I grew in Jaffna. I will go to Sri Lanka. Will means in the future, maybe in the next day, next month, or next year. I will go to Sri Lanka. I will sing in a competition next week. So that's how you say the future. So do you understand these are simple past, simple present, and simple future. Simple future is what is going to happen in 5 minutes, in a day, in a week, in 2 weeks. That's all. It's going to happen in the future. No relevance to now, current. Present means is happening routinely. What is routine? It happens daily, or it happens habitually. That's what routine. Or is a fact. His name is Vinujan. It's a fact. You can't change it. So that's when you use simple present. Okay, any question? Remember, there are three main tenses: present, past, and future. Present means இப்பொழுது நடக்குது. இப்பொழுது நடக்குது அல்லது இப்பொழுது ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் நடக்கிற விஷயத்தை தான் present என்று சொல்றோம். ஃபியூச்சர் என்றா 5 நிமிஷத்துல நடக்கலாம், நாளைக்கு நடக்கலாம், அடுத்த வாரமும் நடக்கலாம், அடுத்த வருஷமும் நடக்கலாம், or even 50 years from now is future. It's all one future. எதிர்காலத்துல. Past tense, it happened 5 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, even a minute ago it happened. Or 1 week ago, 1 year ago, and finished. That's past tense. Or when you say present, a fact also, a fact or a truth. Her name is Danchika. That's a truth. No one can change it. So you say, her name is. There is no change. Is a simple present. So past, present, and future. And what are the other? So that's only 3 tenses: simple past, simple present, and simple future. But he said there are 12 tenses. What are the 12? Who can remember how do you get the 12 tenses? Remember, I said something. I said something about aspects. There are 4 aspects to these, each one of the 3 tenses. So that's how you get 4 times 3, 12. What are these aspects? Simple.
Tense.
Then continuous. Continuous means தொடர்ந்து நடக்கிறது தான் continuous. The next one is perfect.
And perfect continuous.
Perfect continuous. So there are simple, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous. Times, past, present, and future. So that gives you 12. You understand that? Any doubts, any question? So what is an aspect? You guys said? Satvika. What is an aspect?
Sir, can you aspect? Like, sir, can you teach again aspect?
Yeah, each tense, like for example, past, present, and future, each one of them has 4 aspects. What are these 4 aspects?
Simple, tense, present tense, perfect continuous.
Simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. So 4 times 3, you get 12 tenses. When do you use them? We'll continue to learn about but we learned today the simple part, simple past, simple present, and simple future. When you use future, you say, I will do something. I will play, or I will sing. I will go. So the future is formed by using will with the root form of the verb. You don't change the verb. Verb, say play. For the past, you change. How do you change? You added ed, but pronounce just play and the sound d. Played. You don't say played. Played. But when it comes to want, it's difficult to say want d. So you say wanted. Wanted. Okay? Is that clear? Say, நான் இன்றைக்கு கோயிலுக்கு ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் நான் கோயிலுக்கு போறேன். அதை என்னன்னு இங்கிலீஷ்ல சொல்லுவீங்க?
Every day I go to temple.
Every day I go to temple. Say, for example, ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் you get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. You don't even actually need to say every day. You say, how do you say it?
Every single day?
Yeah, but you don't need to say that because it's understood. So when I say, when do you get up? When do you get up? What do you say?
I get up at 7 o'clock.
I get up at 7 o'clock because it happens routinely. So you use a present simple. I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So when do you have your breakfast?
At 8 o'clock.
I have my breakfast at 8 o'clock. When does Kirtika get up? Satvika. Say, you know she gets up sometime. And how would you respond to my question? When does Kirtika gets up?
At like 7 o'clock.
So you say Kirtika gets up. Gets. The root form is get, and it becomes gets up. You add an S to it because it's a third person. I get up, you get up, they get up, but when it comes to she or he or it, you add an S to it. Third person singular form, you add an S. So it becomes gets up, or she plays, or she sings, he sings, it runs. A dog runs. You don't say dog run, but you run, I run, we run, but the dog runs. You add an S to it. Third person singular form, you add an S. What else did we learn today? For the past tense, you take the root form. If it is a play, you add a D sound, but it's written P-L-A-Y-E-D, played, but you don't pronounce played. You say played. But if it is a want, a verb that ends in T sound, it's difficult to add a D sound, so it's pronounced wanted. W-A-N-T-E-D, wanted. So when you ask the question, say you take your dog for a walk every day, and I ask a question, when does the dog go for a walk? Do you see how the question is formed? When does the dog go for a walk? That's a daily routine thing. So how do you answer that? When does the dog, let's say the dog goes for a walk at 9 o'clock. You say, when does the dog go for a walk?
I bring my dog for a walk at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so you say in terms of the dog as the subject, you say the dog goes for a walk at 8 o'clock. Although you are the one who is bringing it, but I'm putting the question as the dog is going for a walk. So you say the dog goes, G-O-E-S, goes for a walk at 8 o'clock. And the negative form, say, did it rain? That's the question. Did it rain? And you want to say, no, it did not rain. How would you say? It did not rain. It did not rain.
Didn't rain?
Sorry?
It didn't rain?
Yeah, it did not rain, and that's what he said, contraction. Contraction is one, did not become it didn't. It didn't. It didn't. Did not. Is didn't. In you use the word contraction, that means did not become didn't. Didn't rain. It didn't rain. you say, for example, I will go to school tomorrow. And somebody is asking me, would you go to school tomorrow? That's future tense. Would you go to school tomorrow? And I say, I will not. And so, how do you say, I will not? What's the contraction form for will not? Won't. I won't. W-O-N apostrophe T. I won't. I won't. Not W-A-N-T. It's W-O-N apostrophe T. I won't go to school tomorrow. Did the sun shine yesterday, Danchika, in your place?
No, sir.
So then you say, what do you say? It did not. Or
It did not rain yesterday.
it did not sunshine. It did not sunshine. That was the question. I didn't ask the rain. It did not sunshine. But what is the contraction for did not?
Didn't.
It didn't shine yesterday. It didn't. The sun didn't shine yesterday. So that means it was cloudy or it was raining.
It is raining.
It's raining.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday it was raining.
Yes.
Okay. Will Venujan come to class next week? Say, you know that he won't come. So how will you say?
He won't.
He will not come, or in conversational English, we say he won't come. How do you write the won't?
W-O-N-T.
W-O-N apostrophe. Mela and the mela por comma madre mela.
Comma?
Not comma.
It looks like comma.
Yeah, it's called apostrophe. Apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe. There's an R sound there. Apostrophe. Apostrophe. Apostrophe means it's a comma put above the letter. So, and contraction is will not become won't, did not become didn't, is not become isn't. They are the contraction. Or he will go to school become he'll. He and the L sound. He'll go to school. He'll go to school. You don't pronounce completely he will go to school. You say he'll go to school. Okay? Or she'll go to school. She'll go to school. She, LL. What are the other things? Say you go to a shop and you want to ask them whether they sell sugar. How would you ask them?
What's that?
Okay, you go to a shop and want to find out whether they sell sugar. Because your mom had asked to go and get some sugar, and you go to the shop and you want to find out whether they sell sugar. How will you ask them whether they sell sugar?
Do you know do you have sugar?
No, you want to ask them, the shop, whether
sugars.
do you sell sugar?
Yes.
And the shopkeeper wants to tell you அவங்க விக்கிற இல்லையென்று. How would they say? How would he tell you தாங்கள் sugar விக்கிற இல்லையென்று?
We don't sell sugars.
We don't sell sugar.
Sir, can say also, do you have some sugar?
Sorry?
Can say also like that. Do you have some sugar?
Do you have some sugar? Yeah, he can say, yes, I have some sugar, but that's for my own use, so I don't sell it. But your question is, do you sell? Because you want to buy some sugar. You understand the difference between I have sugar, or if you say, do you sell sugar? They could say, yes, we do. That means we do sell sugar. You understand the differences? We have sugar is one thing, but when you say, do you sell sugar? Then you can say, yes, we do. Yes, we do means we do sell sugar. Or you say, were you closed yesterday, your shop? Were you closed? What are the ways he can answer? I mean, you go to a store and you want to find out, அவங்க நேற்று கடை மூடி இருந்தாங்களா என்று கேட்கணும்டா, you say, were you closed yesterday? And how could he answer you? Suppose அவங்க நேற்று மூடித்தான் இருந்தாங்கண்டா, they'll say, yes, we were. Yes, we were. But இல்ல மூடையில திறந்திருந்தாங்கண்டா என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க? No, we did not. Or we didn't. We did not. Or we didn't. Okay, your teacher is asking you, Kirtika, you will come to class. Will you not? Or how else can you ask? What is the contraction for will not?
No, I will not come to class.
Or you say, what is the contraction form for will not? Do you know what's the contraction?
No, sir.
Contraction is, did not is two words. Did not. And contraction is didn't, is not, it becomes isn't. So similarly, what's the contraction for will not? Have you heard won't?
Won't.
W-O-N apostrophe T. That's won't, not W-A-N-T. W-O-N apostrophe T. That's won't. Is a contraction for, what word is won't a contraction for? Will not. Will not become won't. I won't come to class tomorrow. What's the contraction for did not?
Didn't.
Didn't. What's the contraction for is not?
Isn't.
Isn't. What's the contraction for was not?
No. Wasn't.
Wasn't. What's the contraction for are not?
Aren't.
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 What's the contraction for does not?
Doesn't.
Doesn't. And when you say a statement, like for example, she will come to class, is you are saying, yeah, she will come to class. And if you want to ask a question, class and then how would you convert that statement into a question?
Does she gonna come to class? Does she come to class?
That is present tense. But tomorrow, tomorrow,
come to class. Tomorrow she will come to class.
Will she come to class? Will she come to class?
Will she come to class tomorrow?
Will she come to class tomorrow? That's correct. So when you make a statement, you say, he will come to class, she will come to class, I will come to class. If you want to ask the question, you put the verb first, and then the subject, and then the object. You say, will Danchika come to class? So, will, the verb comes first, and then the subject. Subject is either I, you, or he, or she, or they, or it. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Or you can say, did she come to class? Did she, if it is in the past tense, did she come to class? You would say, yes, she did, means, yeah, Vanda. Or you say, no, she did not, that becomes no, she didn't. Okay? All right. So with that, we'll stop and we'll review some of these things again. And if you guys can go over this one, anyway, Nalini will be sending you the video. So please watch the video again. At least that portion where we watched this video at the beginning to learn about the three past, present, and future in the simple form. Again, what is a root verb? Root verb is like play, want, sing, and so on. and you change the ending to, if it is a third person singular, you add an S, or you add an ED for the past tense. Those are the changes you make to use it in the past form. Okay, so one exercise I will give you is, remember you introduced the class today, your partner to the class. Can you write that one in a paragraph as the first exercise in writing? Can you write that one and send it to us? Okay,
sir.
you understand what the homework is? This is a simple. Okay.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Today you introduce someone to the class from the notes you made last week. Write that one in sentence form in writing and send it to us. You understand what the homework is?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I already
Okay.
understand.
Okay, so we'll see you next week. That's a simple exercise. I mean, it's only no more than a paragraph, maybe. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir,
Bye.
and thank you, Auntie. Good night.